Morning folks, Rich DeMidio here. I thought I would show a couple things that often get overlooked, particularly with me having an engineering background. We never read manuals, we tend to never look for help information, we just figure it out. But it turns out that within SkySafari, there's actually some pretty good online help. If you scroll over all the way, you will notice a help button, which you can click, and then there's a lot of great stuff there. Introduction would be a good read. There's a quick start, which gives you through like a little animated slideshow. There's also a lot of educational material, things under basic concepts, for example. So this is definitely worth a read. And there's also specific help on features such as the observe menu, looking at various options there. So like, observing lists, sessions, and so forth. So I think this would be a great way to complement the videos, because it's going to likely give you a lot more details that I do not cover. So the second part of this I wanted to show you was the planning capability. And this is what allows you to create some observing lists, which you can then save and then use for a particular session. So to get access to the planner, just go to the observe and then go to planner. I'd like to describe the planning tool as a glorified search engine with tons of filters that you could put in. So let's pretend I have a scenario where I would like to look for all the open clusters within the constellation Auriga. So to do that, I could, pick open clusters. I can scroll down and I can go to my constellations down at the bottom and look for Auriga. And once I see that, those are the parameters I want. I can hit search, and here is a lot of them. You can see there's quite a few of them. So I might want to further restrict that. If you scroll back up, you can see it's got a little filter here. I'm going to restrict it to the NGC catalog. And then if we hit search, apparently I made a mistake, which I did. I hit Aries by accident. So let's go back to Auriga, and there we go. So you see here the list is much shorter and reasonable. And what you can now do is, once you're happy with that, notice here you've got make to observing list. It creates by default something called search results, which you can then just go to observing lists and rename. Another neat feature with filters here is you can go back and, let's say, remember when Wyatt was talking in the shop talk last week about limiting magnitude ranges, so what you actually see on the map is more reflective of your skies. So for example, maybe I want to limit it from objects from 0 magnitude to 9 magnitude. And if I do that, come back and hit search, I suspect we'll have a filtered list, only 9 objects fitting that particular criteria. So the planning tool is definitely pretty powerful, and it would be really good in a situation where you don't want to just look at maybe some typical lists. You want to get more sophisticated and look for specific types of objects. This would be a good way to do that. So other than that, I think that just about covers this. The key points in summary is you get to the observing planner by going to observe and then planner, and then you can filter based on the various object types. In this case, I had hit open clusters, and then I also limited it in magnitude from 0 to 9, and I also limited it to a catalog, NGC, and I limited it to a specific constellation. So, that concludes this portion. Hopefully this has been helpful. Clear skies.